Hi guys, how are you doing? My name is Sebastian and welcome to my full review of the Blackberry Q5. So to get started, the first thing that meets the eye is of course the 3.1 inch screen. We'll find a resolution of 720 x 720 pixels, which results in a PPI of 329. So this is basically Retina display level, so text looks very sharp. And because this is an IPS display, also the viewing angles and color reproduction are great. Below this we'll find the physical keyboard. That's one of the standout features on most of the Blackberries. If we take a look around the hardware on the top, we'll find the power on and off switch, which I'm not the biggest fan of because it's relatively flush to the surface, so it's quite difficult to press, but that's not the biggest problem on Blackberry 10, as I'll show you later. Besides that, we'll find here a microphone and also then a 3.5mm headphone jack to actually connect your headset or headphones. On the left of the phone we'll find then the micro USB port that's used for charging and syncing your data. Then we'll have a little flap right here that covers the micro SD card slot as well as also the SIM card slot. And I have to say again, not the biggest fan of this because the flap never really seems to shut fully, and so it's a little bit fiddly right here and just feels a little bit cheap. And then on the bottom of the phone we'll find the speaker right here, which is a pretty good performer, and I have to say I haven't really found any complaints about the speaker, so it's a good placement and also good volume and quality. Besides that, we'll find another microphone right here on the bottom of the phone. If we take a look here on the right side, then we'll find the volume controls, volume up and down, and then also one button in the middle for voice recognition. On the back of the Q5 we'll find then a 5-megapixel camera with an LED flash and also this plastic back cover, which I have to say I'm not the biggest fan of because it attracts a lot of fingerprints and doesn't really feel too high quality. Now if we take a look here at the Blackberry 10 operating system, then we'll see that this heavily relies on gestures. So for example, we'll swipe from the right to the left to get to all our apps that we'll have right here. So for example, I installed something like WhatsApp from the Blackberry world. So here we have the Blackberry world, which is basically the app store for Blackberry 10. And also then if you swipe from the top to the bottom, we'll find the menu for the specific apps. So this is always different in regards to what app you're currently in. If you want to return to the home screen and close the app, you just swipe from the bottom up to the top. And then also we'll see right here the recent apps that you can just close by hitting the X right here. Another nice feature of Blackberry 10, also why this button isn't really that important, is that you can just swipe from the bottom to the top and you can directly unlock the phone without even hitting the on and off switch. Now if we then swipe from the left to the right, we'll find Blackberry Hub. And this is basically where all your notifications are. So for example, from Twitter, Facebook, WhatsApp, text messages, of course, Blackberry Messenger, and also your calls. So this is really nice that this is all incorporated into the Blackberry Hub. And here we then also have a shortcut for the camera. So if we just activate it right here, I have to say I was very impressed with the camera. It's only a 5-megapixel sensor, which isn't much by today's standard, but I have to say that the picture quality and also the sharpness of the images was great in my testing. So for example, we see here a picture of my dog and the color reproduction as well as also the details are excellent, especially for a 5-megapixel camera. So I was very impressed with that. Now in the end, I have to say that I really enjoyed the Blackberry Q5. One of the downsides of this phone, at least in my personal opinion, is the keyboard, because it's not really the best experience. It's definitely on the hard side and the keys feel really plasticky. And also just overall the spacing isn't really the perfect choice. So for example, if we bring in something like the Blackberry Q10, then this is a way better keyboard, at least in my opinion. Now this might also be personal preference, so it's probably best to check out both phones in store, for example. But you also have to say, of course, that the Q10 is significantly more expensive than, for example, the Q5. So it's definitely obvious that they had to make some sacrifices. So especially the build quality, the used materials, and also the keyboard is what's downgraded here on the Q5. But in the end, I have to say, especially for the price of around 350 euros at the time of this video, I can definitely recommend this phone, and it's a great choice, especially if you want a physical keyboard. So thank you very much for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please make sure to like this video as well as to subscribe to the channel for many more tech videos in the future. My name is Sebastian and this was the full review of the Blackberry Q5.